Hello everyone. I welcome you all for this live webinar. I am Rajeshwari, Application Engineer from PCB GraphTech. So today's topic will be Design and Library Migration in Altium Designer. So in this we are going to see how to import the project files to the Altium. Okay, let us go to the agenda. So today we are going to see about the import wizard. So what are all the import files? What are the import files can be imported inside the Altium Designer? Then we are going to check the schematic by doing the ERC check inside Altium. And then we are going to also check the DRC check in PCB. And then later we will do the synchronization because they are all imported files from the other software. So we need to do the synchronization between the schematic and the PCB. So later I will be showing how to do the library migration as well. Okay, how to import your library file as well. First, we will go to directly the demo because I'm going to show you how to import it. So now I'll go to the software. Okay, so to import a file, we will need to go to File, Import Wizard first. So in the import wizard, you will be able to see, this is the wizard here. When you click on the import wizard, you can see the different file types which you can import inside the Altium. Like you can import your Allegro file, CADStar, then Eagle files with the extension of schematic, BRD and LBR, then the Mentor Expedition file. So many we have. Along with this, we have some more importers. Okay, if you want to know what are all the other importers we have in Altium, we can go to Get More Importers. When you click on Get More Importers, it will automatically take you to Extension and Updates. So here you can see the importer and exporter where you can check box. If some of them are missing, you can check box here to make them to be available under the import wizard. Okay. Along with this, we also have some other import wizards you can see under the purchase option. These are all under install tab. You will need to go to the purchase tab. Under the purchase tab, you will see there is a KiCad importer. Okay, this is not shown directly in the import wizard. If you want to add it, you can just download and install it. Okay, it will be installed for you. So you can do a KiCad. This is the latest importer introduced in Altium Designer 21. Okay, then you will also have your XDX Designer importer, which is used in the for the importing of your Mentor graphics files. Okay, also you have a Zuken CR 5000 importer. Okay, you can also download and install it. So automatically you will need to restart the software so that these importers will be added under your import wizard. Okay, you can later use it off. So not only the import, you can see there is also some exporters. Okay, you can download and install it. So now let us go back to the file importer itself. So let me close this extension updates, go to File, Import Wizard. So I'm going to show you how to import a project file. Okay, so for my case, I'm going to try to import OrCAD and PADS design. Okay, so I'm going to import from two different software. One is from OrCAD and another one is from PAD. So OrCAD design is I'm going to import the schematic files, and then from the PADS, I'm going to import the PCB layout. Okay, PADS ASCII PCB file. Okay, this is a design file. I'm going to import it. Okay, so now once I choose this, you can see the OrCAD is DSN extension and the PADS PCB is ASCII extension. So go to the next. So it will ask you to import your OrCAD and PADS design files. So click on the add button. You will be able to see. Let me go here, open it. Okay, you can see here ASCII file and the schematic file. So these two files I'm going to import it. Okay, one is from PADS, the other one is from the OrCAD. Okay, so open it. So when I open, you can see it comes with an extension here. Okay, so one is PADS ASCII file, which is your layout file. Okay, the other one is your OrCAD file, which is your .dsn file from the schematic. Okay, go to the next. So now it is asking me if there is any library files. I don't have any library files to import. I'm going to import only the design files. Okay, so go to next. So when I do this, automatically it will give you the error message, warning message. So it will means that I can see where the log file of error message or warning messages. Okay, I just go with it. Then in the schematic, it is also having some general information, like you can also, it converts your component rectangles to Altium Designer rectangles. So you can follow the default settings, resizing the sheet size, all these. If you want to follow default, you can follow, or you can change the pin to pin spacing, all this. Okay, so I just follow the default settings as of now. Then the title block as well, all follows from the ORCAD sheet itself. I'm not changing anything, just following the default settings. So once it is done, next I click OK. You can see from the PCB side, so it will also import the clearance rule, routing rules, all will be imported. So just I follow the default settings of importing all the necessary things. So once I done, you will see here the project output directory where the imported file will be saved inside my local PC, as well as you can see the two projects are saved, because Altium only will have both schematic and PCB in the same project. But now I'm bringing in two different software. One is from ORCAD, the other one is from PADS. So they are coming in two different projects. Okay, you can see the layout in one project and you can see the schematic in another project. Okay, so you can see all the schematic schematic files and the layout file here. So now it is saved here. I can just click next. So it is importing now for my software. So you can see at the background, they are importing. Initially, it will load first the PCB, then it will load the schematic sheet. Okay. So you can see all the sheets are being loaded one by one. Okay, so now the loading has been finished. Once it is done, it is showing some error messages. So I'm going to solve this error message as well. So now, as of now, let me click close this error and then finish this first. Okay, once I finish it off, let me first see the schematic sheets. Okay, what are all the schematic sheets has been loaded. Just I'm opening to see the sheets. Okay, I'm just opening whether all the sheets has been loaded first or not. Okay, once it is done, first let me see here. I have two sheets here. One is the schematic log sheet. Okay, so when I see in the schematic log sheet, so here it is saying the schematic project PCB, and there is some warning messages for each sheet. Okay, each sheet. This is when importing, it is added log errors, log warning messages. So I see all the warning messages here. Okay, so for my case, I just ignore this and I close my log files. Okay, then I see my PCB layout log file. So when I see the PCB layout log file, again, it is showing some error messages. So these error messages, we have to take note of it. Later, we can solve it when you're going to the layout. So for my case, I will just close the log files. Okay, so now I'm going to first put it my schematic and the PCB in one project, because my schematic in one project, PCB is in another project. So I need to bring my PCB to this project. So I just select the PCB, right click, or I can just drag it to this project. Okay, so once I drag to schematic, it is coming with the small link here showing that it is in the different directory. So I need to save along with the same project. I just give save as, and let me save this along the same project here. Okay, so I just save it. So now there is no link. It is linked to the same project here. And then let me close this. Okay, so here I will just save all these here. Save all first. Okay, once it is done, now let me go to the schematic sheet here. I'm going to compile this because I have seen my schematic sheets. I need to see the error, ERC checking for my schematic side first. So to do that, right click on the header, validate your PCB project. So once I validate, first I see there is an error, duplicate net name wire CS3. Okay, so how to solve this error? I have 21 errors here. So first let me double click on the first error. I can just close this. You can see there is a duplicate net name of CS3. So meaning that there is another net, but without the net label name. So let me look for it. I can see here I have the same CS3 and there is no net label name. Okay, so what I do here, go to the net label, then let me go for here, use the insert button to get the same net label name and try to place it here. Okay, so I want to edit the properties of this net label. So let me change the font size of the other net label, similar to other net label. Let me change it to 6, and I want to change the color similar to other net labels. Okay, you can see similar to other net labels. So once I have done, now I try to validate to see whether the same error is existing or not. So now you can see there is no error. Okay, that error has gone. So next I can see there is some errors continuously I have. So let me click on this MF sync error, double click on it. Then I can see, because this is from the off connectors. Okay, Altium doesn't recognize with this off connectors, because usually we will give the net label name for all the nets. Okay, so there is no net label names to verify it off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select it here. Okay, so select all these net label names, then copy it. And I want to put the net label name here for these net names. So I copied, I'm going to use the smart paste. So using the smart paste, I'm going to use the net label method, and then I'm just going to place it off here. Okay, you can see. So now for these net names, these net label names were missing. I just copied and pasted here. So next I'm going to change the size of the net label names to similar to the other net label names. So selecting all this, you can go to the properties. Then let me change the size to 6. And then the color is already same. Okay, so once I done this, again we can go to right click on the project header, validate it. Okay, now I click validate, my message panel never pop up. So meaning that there is no error. Let me open the message panel and check for it. Go to the panels, message panel. You can see the error has gone. Only I have the warning messages. So you can ignore the warning messages, but still I show you. Sometimes you may need, you will be required to remove the warning message as well. So at that time, what you can do, for example, let me go for one of the warning message, net C20_2 has no driving source. Okay, so let me double click on the error and then just move it down. Okay, you can see this error behind. So here I can see when I click on the screen, net C20_2, this pin has no driving source, because you can see the transistor has only input. Okay, there is no output coming from this pin. Okay, so what I need to do, I can just place no ERC to remove this error. Okay, place no ERC to remove this error. Okay, once I place it off, then I try to right click and validate. You see the error has gone. Okay, that is the warning message has gone. It's not only for that, for other warning message also you can do the same steps. Okay, to overcome the warning messages. So warning message, you can ignore it. So now as of, I will just ignore the warning messages, and then let me go to file, save all. Okay, so this is from the schematic side. I done the ERC check. Okay, so my file is okay and it is following the title block, all this. So let me go to the PCB side. Okay, let me open the PCB. So in the PCB side, first this is the pads ASCII file I brought in. Okay, so if I want to check this file, first I need to do the report all, because I need to report the polygons following to the DRC check. Okay, so to do that, we go to tools, polygon pour, report all. So you can see I have report the polygon. Now I need to do the DRC check. Whenever you bring any imported layout, so there are two DRC rules we need to follow to check. So that is going to the rules to check under the batch DRC, because I have the whole PCB. So I directly go to batch DRC, right click, off all the rules here. Okay, I'm going to follow only two rules because it is an imported file. So let me go for this short circuit and then unrouted net. Okay, if there is any short circuit or unrouted net, these two I'm going to check. Okay, short circuit and unrouted net. So selecting these two, let me run the DRC. Okay, you can see it is running the DRC. So once running the DRC, message panel pop-up saying no error. Okay, so let me close this. Also, you can see there is a HTML report saying with the date, time, all this, there is no warning, no violations. So once it is successful, we can see the board is successfully imported. Next step I'm going to do is component link, because the pad layout file is from the pad software, and then PCB layout is from the pad software, as that is your schematic is from the ORCAD software. So I will need to do the component link between my schematic and the PCB. Okay, so to do the component link, we need to go for project component link. Okay, so when you do this, you will see unmatched components. This is from your schematic, unmatched components from your layout, so PCB. So you can see there is C1 component, C4 component. So you can see all the components are here. Okay, so many components we have. Okay, you can do manually one by one for matching, or you can do all one time. So for example, if I want to choose one by first one at a time, you can choose, click on this. Okay, so it will come in here, they will match here. So you can see the first one is matched. Okay, so similar way you can do one by one, or you can go below, see add pairs matched by, so that it will check the overall sheet to be matched between the schematic and the PCB. So let me do add pairs matched by. So when I do add pairs matched by, you can see all the matched pairs will come to the right hand side, so that you can perform the update inside your schematic to PCB. Okay, whereas when you see in here, some of the components in your layout have not matched with the schematic. There is no components. You can see FID 1 to 12. This is your fiducial marks we have, and it is not linked inside your schematic. And I have some mechanical holes. Okay, we will see how to do this. So let me update this first. So you can see the component links modified. So 202 links are modified. Okay, so we have done the link. So next step, we are going to see how to bring in that FID 1 to 12 and the mechanical holes from the component link. So let me go to the PCB, and inside the PCB panel, you can go for the components, all components, and then you can choose your components or your FID 1 to 12. Okay, you can see here, I have the components FID 1 to 12. So select the components here. So this is all the fiducial marks I had. Okay, so what I'm going to do, usually the fiducial marks, it can be is normally given as a standard type of component. So I can change this to a mechanical, because even though I changed to mechanical, still this pad is a pads, and it can be used in your bill of materials. Okay, so just I change them to the mechanical to put it inside your bill of material. Then coming below, there is a mechanical holes. I have 4 holes. So selecting the 4 holes. So this is nothing but a hole. So I want to change to be a graphic or something, because I'm not going to include the holes inside the bill of material. Okay, so I can change this to be a graphic. So once done, I can do these changes. Okay, I have done the changes inside the properties for the mechanical hole and the fiducial mark. So after this, you can go to the project component link and see again what happens. You see, there is no more link. Okay, so now we have only one more component, that is R144. Resistor 144 has to be matched, but it couldn't find this R144 in the schematic side. So now we are going to see how to link that. So now let me perform the update. For components are up to date. Okay, so go to the PCB. You can see the same R144 here. Okay, when I click on R144, you can see here, let me see this R144 here, and I have the component here, and then let me see this component, how it is linked. Okay, so selecting this component, you can just click on this, hold the control key, select the link. You see the link where this R144 is connected. I want to see the link here. So you can see it is linked to through SDO net. Here it is linked, and it is going to the top. You can see here the connections. It is going to the top, and the pull down is from this. Yeah, it's coming from this resistor. Okay, R4 resistor. So I'm just going to do small changes to make it get the R114 inside my schematic. Okay, so here I can see this R4 is coming through this SD0, but I couldn't see this R144 inside my schematic. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, let me do the cross probing to check this R4 first, because it is R144. The SD0 is directly connected to this R4. So I'm going to do the cross probe for this. So to do the cross probe, let me right click, split vertical. So I can see my schematic and the PCB here. Okay, so now let me go to the PCB. Here I'm going to do the cross probe for this and see. So go to tools, cross probing. Okay, so I click on this resistor R4. Okay, let me click on the resistor R4. Then you see in the schematic side, so it is coming through the net SD0 resistor R4. So I just select this resistor R4 and ground, copy it. Okay, then I scroll down here. You can scroll down, come below. I feel that there is no resistor here properly placed in schematic, because it says there is no R144 inside schematic. So let me go to this SD0 to do the cross probing here. Okay, so tools, go to cross probe. Then I just click on this, right click, come out of it. You can see here it is connected to SD0, but there is no resistor R144. So what I can do, just, sorry, let me drag this a little bit. Okay, so I try to place this resistor which I copied. Okay, so now I double click on the resistor and change this to properties of 144, because previously this resistor is R4 is connecting to this SD0 net. So I'm just adding the properties of the same resistor here. You can give any comment, give any name resistor. Okay, whatever the names you want to follow, just you can give your own comments. Okay, once it is done, so we have added this resistor. Okay, so now let me go to merge all again. Okay, right click, merge all. Okay, once it is done, we will go to the project panel. First, file, save all. Okay, so now it is saved. So once it is done, I'm going to check this by going to the project component link. So you see here, now you will find R144 resistor inside your schematic side as well as in the PCB side. Okay, so again add pass matched by, they go up here and then perform update. So they are linked now. So all the components are linked from the schematic to PCB. So this is the second step we have to do after doing your DRC check. So once we have done, next I'm going to show you the synchronization, how to do the synchronization between your PCB to schematic and schematic to PCB. So meaning we have to synchronize the electrical objects from the PCB to the schematic, because the files are from the different softwares. So we need to synchronize them. So for example, if you see a component here, so you have a component, double click for a component example. Sorry, this is a polygon. Double click on a component here, U1. You see the properties of this component. You have the designator, the comment, and the footprint name. Okay, so all these should be matched from your PCB to the schematic to have they should have a link. If they don't have a link, then it will not be a project. Okay, so they should be linked between each other from the schematic to PCB and PCB to schematic. So this is what we are going to do now. So before doing that, I want to show you something we have to do in the project options. Okay, so let me go to project options. So under project options, we have so many things like error reporting, to report for errors, fatal errors or warning. You can set for your own project. Then connection matrix is to set error, fatal error for the pin-to-pin connections. Then class generation. Under class generation, here I don't want to generate the component class or net class for my rooms. Okay, component class or rooms for my PCB, meaning I already have my PCB with me. So I no need to generate anymore. So I'm going to uncheck here. Okay, so you can see I'm removing this from all my schematic sheets. Okay, I'm just going to link them. So I don't want to generate anything. Okay, so I'm just removed my class and the room. So next, go to the comparator. So comparator is to compare. the differences. Then the ECO generation is to see in the ECO which you want to show the difference and not the differences. Okay, that is generate the difference order. If you want to ignore the difference, you can also select it off. Okay, later we will see that also. Then we go to the option. Okay, under option, what I'm going to do, allow the ports to name nets. Okay, I'm going to allow this. Allow ports to name nets, because due to synchronization, I need to do all this. Allow ports to name nets, then sheet entries, then append your sheet numbers to local nets, then higher level names take priority. These 4 I'm just allowing for my project. And then coming to the net identifier scope, you can see my project panel, I have a flat structure. Okay, so default is automatic, you can use it off. But as my project is a flat structure, which is the ports of global connection, I want to use the flat only ports global. Okay, this option I need to choose because I have a flat structure. So once it is done, you can just click OK. So now I have done some settings. So now I'm going to do the update. That is, I'm going to synchronize from my PCB to schematic. That is updating the electrical objects to the schematic. So go to design, update schematic. Okay, so update schematic, you can see there is of more changes, 418 of 703 differences detected. Okay, so I want to do continue. Yes. So first you can see there are so many changes. Now let me disable everything and show you one by one. Okay, so right click, disable all first. Okay, so first one is change component footprint. So meaning that I want to change the footprint from this default 16 SYC to SY, because this is my footprint in my schema PCB. So I want to change in my schematic to this schematic sheets. Okay, so they will be linked. So to change, I just select the first one. Then you can go for enable all of same kind. Okay, so they will be updated. Then going to the second one, change component comments. Okay, comments here, if you see in the schematic, their comments is 0.1 microfarad. So if you want, you can change them with these names, but these names are not comfortable because in Altium we use normally with their values to identify the components. So I'm not going to change this. Okay, so I just leave it as it is. Then going to the change pin names. So pin names is, however, in PCB, the layout, we have some pin swapping. Okay, pin swapping with the change in pins of 2 to 1, 1 to 2, all these. So this pin swapping, I no need to follow in my schematic. I want the default settings in my schematic instead of swapping settings. So let me select this and then I go for enable all of same kind. Okay, so I allow this, then I need to execute the changes. Okay, so you can see all the changes will be done. Okay, so all the changes are done from my PCB to the schematic side. Okay, once it is done, you can close it off. So now the changes are done here. So this is the synchronization we are doing from the PCB to the schematic. Now the other way we have to do, other way is nothing but we have to synchronize from the schematic to PCB. From the schematic, if you want to synchronize, we have to synchronize like net names, because in the schematic, when we draw the wires, we are assigning the net label, all these. So the nets will have their own names. So that name should be followed in the PCB in Altium. So to do that, we have to go for design, import changes from schematic. Okay, we are going to assign the net names. So we have to go for import changes. So when you go for import changes, again, you have so many options. First, let us off everything here. Okay, disable everything here. So disable all. So first we see remove pins from nets. This one I will show you at the end. So before that, we'll finish all this. So change component comments. Okay, comments usually from the schematic to PCB, you know that these names, we don't prefer these names. We usually prefer only 0.1 microfarad with their values. So I want to change this to my layout. So we go for selecting the one, right click, enable all of same kind. Okay, so I need to change it from the schematic to PCB, the comments like this. Then just close here. Next one is component parameters. So update the component parameters from the schematic to PCB. Yeah, usually we update the component parameters from your schematic to PCB. So this one also enable all of same kind. Then coming next one is net names. This is very important. You can see the net names. So this is from your schema PCB side. You see the name is 1 3 some numbers with some numbers. The net names are identified. But in Altium, we identify the net names only with the name of the components. Net C4-1, Q1-3. So all following their component names. Okay, with the numbers. So we always prefer this method instead of the default numbering. Is very hard to identify. So I will change also this, select it. Then we have to enable all of same kind. Okay. Then you can see finally we have done this net label names. Okay. Then the nets. Okay. Add nets. You have some add nets here. Okay. You can also add the nets here. You just right click. Then enable all of same kind. Then finally we have the remove net class. Okay, this is we are not going to do now. This one I will show you later how to remove this net classes from the project options. So I will just go to execute changes. Okay, so execute changes. The changes are done all with the tick marks. So you can scroll to see. Okay, all are done here perfectly. So once it is done, you can just close it. Now to remove the net class, we can go for project options. Here I will go to the ECO, because in ECO we have modification associated with the components. Okay, in the ECO I see remove net class. I don't want to remove net class because the net class has already generated for PCB. So if I remove, then there will be no net class. I shouldn't do that. So to avoid it coming in ECO, what I can do is modification associated with nets. Under ECO, you can see there is remove net class. Okay, so I need to generate change order. I need to ignore the differences. Okay, this one I need to ignore the differences, meaning it will not show in my ECO page. Okay, ignore differences. So click OK. So once it is done, now you can go to design, import changes. You see, there is no net class here. Only I have these two remove pins from net. So this is how I'm going to show you how to remove this pin from net. Let me do the cross probing to this point and see this. Right click, you can do the cross probing pin to remove Q4-2. Okay, so I just close this. You can see it is pointing to this here. Here I have a transistor with emitter collector base, and it is also connected to another collector here. Okay, so now I need to cross probe this with the schematic and see why it is showing like this. So I just right click, go for split vertical, and then go for tools, cross probe. Okay, then let me see this C2. Okay, sorry. Go to tools, cross probe, then this capacitor, sorry. Then you can see this collector. Then you can see the collector in this sheet. Okay, emitter base collector. Actually, this is only 1C, but it is showing here C2. Okay, but it is used inside the PCB. So I can replace, instead of the C2, I can just use it as C. Okay, I have only 1C3 pin, not 4 pin here, but in the PCB it is used. Okay, so what I do is I just merge it first and then double click on this pad. Let me change this C2 to C. Okay, same thing I follow for the below also, because this is the another I have issue. So let me select this and then change this to C2 to C. Okay, enter. So once it is done, now I have changed it off. Okay, so go to design, import changes. So difference detected, but no ECO generated. So meaning that there is no remove pins on the nets, all this. Okay, just click OK. So we have done all the changes. Now my project is perfectly inside the Altium. Okay, so now you can generate the Gerber output, or now you can do the further changes in your project. So the total project now is inside the Altium. It's like Altium project, and you can work on it, do any changes or updates, or you can generate the outputs, all you can do it on. Okay, so let me go to file and then save all. So what we have learned from this import method is, once we import it, first we need to do the ERC checking in the schematic. Then in the PCB, we have to do the DRC check, whether the imported file have any errors. So next one, we have to do the component links to make the link between the schematic and the PCB. Then we have to do the annotation. Okay, forward annotation, backward annotation is by synchronization method. Okay, we did it both method by doing update schematics and import schematics. Okay, so we have done all this. So now we know how to import a project file. This same method we can use for other project as well. Okay, so now next one, I'm going to show you how to import your library. Okay, so the same method, but I'm going to do for the library importing here. So before that, let me close the project here. Okay, so here I will just close the project, right click, close project here. Okay, I just closed my project. I'm going to show you how to import the library inside Altium. So go to File, Open. Then you can go for, sorry, not File, Open, Import. File, Import Wizard. Then next, you can see there is a, here I'm going to import the Eagle project and designs. Here there is a library here. Okay, I'm going to import the Eagle library. So I'm just going to see how to do that. Click on the next. So when you click on next, you will see there is a add Eagle design file. Okay, I'm not going to add the design file. I'm going to import only the library file. Okay, so we will see how to do that. So let me go next. Okay, so now I'm going to import the library file. Okay, so to import the library file, you have to click on add button. So when you click on add button, you can see under your data, there is a Eagle library folder. So as I told you before, it is an extension of LBR here. So I'm going to import this library file from Eagle. Okay, so you can see the Eagle library file taken from this location. Then next, so it is importing, analyzing the file, and it will import inside the, okay, when it is importing, you can see all the layers. What is the layer type from the Eagle and what is the layer type used in Altium, Altium layer name, all this. Okay, you can just follow this, or you want to change, you can change it up. Mapping can be done here when you're importing your library files. Then I click next. When you click next, again the same thing for library. You can log the errors, log warning messages. Inside the PCB settings, it also follows your 3D body, all your keep out layers, all the informations. Okay, so once it is done, we can just click next. Then you will see in the Altium, it is default saved in this location. Okay, it will save in this location. And then you can see the file imported will have the schematic library and PCB library. Okay, so this will be imported as schematic and PCB, as well as the project will be named as library.project.pcb. So Altium is creating the project PCB library, as well as it is separating to schematic library and PCB library here. So click next. So now you will see in the project panel, your library is brought in here. Okay, you can see here it is installed inside your project panel. Okay, so now you can see it is finished and the message shows there is a compiled successful, no errors found. Okay, so once it is done, we can just close it off. So we can finish your importing of your library file. So now you can see the project has been created for library project PCB. Under that you have the libraries. One is for PCB library document, then the schematic library document. So let me open first the PCB library document. When you open, you can see all your footprints here. Under the PCB panel, you can see the footprints. Okay, so footprints, all the components are nicely moved to the PCB library here. Okay, you can see all the components, but please remember, when you bring in, there will be no pressing 3, you will not see the 3D. Okay, this Eagle library does not have the 3D model, so don't have 3D model, but no need to worry. In Altium, you can draw your own 3D model, or you can add in your step file to bring in the 3D model. Okay, for your components, you can do that. Okay, so you can see all the components are nicely brought up, and you can edit the properties of the library files, all the components. So you can see all the properties of your components. Okay, so this is for the PCB library. Same thing if I want to open the schematic library. Okay, now I open my schematic library. In the panel, you can see schematic library panel, so many components are there. Okay, so all the components are brought very nicely here. So we have so many bring it here properly. If you still want to edit the components, you can see first of all the components like you see here. It will show you all the components. So you can see they are brought up with. You can see all the components are brought up here. So you can also see you have their PCB library components here, footprints. Okay, now let me open one of the component here. If I want to edit this component, okay, you can edit this component. So for example, if I want to edit this line, okay, so let me select this line to edit it. So you see, usually I use black color line in the Altium as an component outline, black or blue, anything you can choose. So if I want to change, select the outline for the component and change it. So just right click on this, find similar object and the line same, and I want to use the color. This color I want to select to be same. Okay, I want to select to be same, and default you can do with this for the same component or current component or all the components. Okay, I do for only this current component. Then I just want to open the properties to edit it. So let me apply. Okay, you see the outline of the component is selected and the properties open. So now I can change the line from the small to medium or any size. Then you can change the colors. What color you want, you can choose. Okay, I choose for example blue. Okay, choose blue. Then shift. Then I clear the filter. Now you see it is edited. Then I want to change the pin size. You see the pin size here. So all the pin size you can see it here. It is very small. So if I want to edit the pin size, you can go to find similar objects. Then again, I want to edit the pin of same. Okay, so pin, wherever I have the pin, I want to change the pin length. Okay, to edit the pin length, let me click apply. Okay, you see all the pins are selected. So let me go to the properties and then I want to change the pin length to 300 mils. Okay, so enter. Sorry. This input is invalid. Okay, let me see why. I want to edit the pins. Find similar object, pins of same, apply. Okay, pin length 300 mil. Yeah, okay, now it is fine. You can see the pin size has been changed. So like this, you can change for each component. You can select and edit it. Then for Altium, usually we'll have some yellow color inside when you draw your symbol wizard, all this. So you want to have a rectangle inside, you can just place your rectangle as well here. Okay, just place your rectangle, right click. Then if you want to edit the properties of the rectangle, select it, make transparent, or you want to have the fill color, you can do all this. So whatever the changes you want to do, you can do for your components. Okay, so this is how you can edit it in your library and then save the library file. Okay, save the library file. So once you save, it will be saved in your local PC. Then you can do editing at any times. Okay, so that's about your bringing in your library file and doing the changes. Okay, so I think I finished my demo with this. Okay. Okay, thank you very much for attending the webinar. If you have any questions, you can email to sales@pcbgt.com.sg so that at any time I can answer your questions. Okay, thank you very much. See you all in the next webinar.